the West sometimes who have produced so many dangerous things to protect themselves know that the things that they're using to protect themselves, if got into the hands of those who are not ready to accept their ways and follow their ways of how to do things, gets hold of it, there will be a problem to them. Like something like the nuclear weapon. Is this they've made sure that the UN, the laws of the whole world laws, which is also controlled by the same rich countries, will tell them that no, let's set a law that no way that we'll give this thing to any country. We can't sell this nuclear thing to anybody. It's something that we'll hold it out from anybody. We only keep it, you know. And the bias and the imbalances of decision making is there. So a country like Saudi Arabia or Iran getting it will be a problem, and surely it would be a problem if Iran has got a nuclear weapon or any other, the whole world. But to be fair, if we're talking about peace, if I'm talking about peace, what am I trying to say here? Let it all be equal. If you've got it, let the other person have it too. If you think that it is not good, then don't have it. If you've got it, then I should have it. If I've got gold, you can have it too. We share it together. If you have got ammunition, or let's say diamond, you share it with me, we shall have it together. That is what we call peace. But you have something which makes you strong, makes you rich, makes you better than the other person, and makes you victorious over the other person. And you're saying that there is peace in the world. There isn't any peace in that. How can there be peace? How can that generate something peaceful? The other person lives in sorrow, in envy, in worries, troubled at heart, thinking, what is he going to do the next day? What's going to happen? Only because of the status of life, how things have turned out. Because of what you decide or what you do, or what you have, or what you have acquired, of what something that we all should be able to benefit from. You have hold it. You go to some place, there's no water. The only true source, there are very few sources of which water will come from, is a country where they have set borders around the land. And the water, or the fountain water, will not drill its way to the next country. The next country has to pay, or have to go in agreement to get some of the water to their country. You go to Ghana, there's a Kosovo where water, people in the next neighbor country, if they don't fight, if they weren't able to fight, defend, to share the source of the water, they will have to pay something to get that water, or combine together. There are so many barriers, things that stand in the way. The resources are one. In other countries, they've got something that the other country hasn't got. It could be gold, it could be diamond, it could be manganese, it could be that, it could be that. They've got borders around their country to protect what they've got. And they have to exchange it to other people to get what they also haven't got. It's not a barter trade system, but much more different, slightly different. And so since we don't have that kind of common understanding of sharing of things, then forever we are not going to be able to stand and say that we are having we are living in a peaceful world. What peaceful world do you have? You think some things we should not share, but some things we should share. You have the nuclear weapon. You'll be able to come up with a nuclear weapon. You think we shouldn't share, but you feel that there are other things that we should share. And sometimes some people don't even care about sharing anymore because they've been able to root the whole world. They were able to acquire so much. They've got the advantage and the smart move of tapping the resources of life, whether being brain drain or knowledge or whichever way, convincingly. And every group have got its own successful ways of doing things. And they've pampered people in certain ways, and somehow has been able to get anything they want to get, as much as reserved, resources for themselves for whatever years they want. And they will bluff the other people of what they also are supposed to sort of give in to them. If you are not in that status or that level, you will be drowned for good. I hope I'm making myself clear here. You go to America and their technology, or let's say the West or a developed country, and all the technology they've got, they had to sell it out to people very expensive that they can't even afford. People who they also went and took advantage of, their resources in order to build what they've built. They have to charge, and there are some developed countries also who are also selling or giving out the items that they've got resources at a very high cost. But the wider world, or let's say the rich countries or developed countries have the means to acquire, so they will buy, they will purchase because they need it. But when they get it, they will also do what they have to do, and to get it back to you, they have to, entice you with the thing so much that at the end of the day, if you also want what they have been able to develop now, out of whatever they took from you at a high cost or at a low cost, they have to get whatever they gave to you back by making sure that you pay, or you sort of give back what they gave you, and even some more. You come to you, buy your item, I use it to create something nicer. It entices you, and then you want it now. Okay, so the price that I paid to you is in the item, and I've put an interest on it as well. So when you want it, I'll give it to you, but you have to pay what I gave you and more for the interest. So every day they are getting richer. They are getting more richer and richer. I hope you get what I'm trying to say. That is the nature of how things have become. Now, to my view, the layman's view, I've analyzed it. I mean, I don't know what the economists or the rest will analyze it to be. I have analyzed it this way because that is more simple, basic way of seeing it than any other. Because they also, that's the means for them to survive and still get back what they've given out and preserve themselves and have interest. So they are getting more interest. Even I learned in some of the books in museum, some sort of computer printout thing, that everybody, they are aware. It's not a secret thing. Even the aid that's being given out, the free aid that is being given out to countries by the developed countries and the rich countries, it goes there to those developed countries, and they get 10 times back of something which is meant to be free. The means of getting back is just so many means. So you get a free food or whichever of costing whatever billion, fine, we'll give it to you. But in return, they get 10 times of what they have given you. If it's $1 a day for you to eat, the worst the rich countries are getting back from these same places they are giving the first aid to, or the ration to, they're getting 10 times of the ration they are giving. Can that balance? So it's even far from whatever profit they make out of these people. That's why the countries are getting more richer and richer, and people wonder, why are they getting richer? They are not cutting in more money or creating more money from, let's say, making more money, like in the sense of notes, cutting notes. No, not necessarily that. The money is the same money in the system that is meant to reach out to everybody and go around. They're able to get more for reserve. They keep more for reserve. They will get the returns. Most of the returns go back to them again. Now you think about it. Because of what the genius inventions that comes out, the gadgets or whichever things, technology advancement, so many things. In the times of the 60s, when there was so much independence for most of the colonial countries, giving independence to their colonies, and there's so many payout. There was so huge amount of money paid out by Britain and America or whichever Portuguese, French countries. They all paid a lot of money out. They got the money all back. Because it was the same people who were going to introduce their subjects to sort of the technology of life. And you have to pay. If they paid you £1 billion and give you your freedom, that £1 billion you're going to pay plus interest. They will bring their technical men to the country to study with you, to teach you, to learn, because you're going to learn everything about them. You learn English, you have to learn French, you have to learn Portuguese, everything about them. They have to build a water energy source for you. They have to do everything for you because they have that advancement already. How they got it? No. Even they will not teach you how they got it. They're not going to say,